feeling so small. Watch the clock ticking off the wall. But tonight I'm letting it go. Spend my coin for sure. I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now.
Hi everyone, welcome. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. If you're my peers and subscribers, welcome back. So for today's video, we're going to heavily focus on 45 and his plane crash that I saw about 2 years ago on this channel. If you were following me from the beginning, you will indeed remember. If you have not, do not worry, I will catch you up. Now, I do not remember all the details, but I basically remember the majority of it, so we're going to discuss that today. As long as everything in today's video will be timestamped in the description below. Now, here's a quick thing I do want to put out on the channel before anybody says anything. I will be coming out with another video right after this. It's going to talk about President 47. And we're going to really discuss on the possibilities of Trump becoming the 47th president. Now, in the past, about a year ago, when I did this video, I did see an outcome. Well, Donald Trump will be president of the United States again. And so we're going to kind of go deep into that and kind of see in the next live, so right after this, and kind of explore if that's holding energetically true today. It's energetically, Biden's not doing very well in terms of the polling average, in terms of the country as a whole. Now, I'm not saying Biden's not doing good as a leader. That's not what I'm saying. I am saying that the consensus here is that Republicans tend to be more motivated during time of midterm election. So we're going to kind of explore the possibility of Trump becoming president. And it's really tied into Marie's Table dream. If you may have remembered, I covered that actually a year ago as well. And I will be covering the second part with Marie's Table, or at least some parts of her video. And we're going to explore that into a deeper, in a deeper video at another time. Now, for this video particularly, we're going to focus on 45 and his plane crash that I saw about 2 years ago when I was doing one of my readings. It came through. And as well, we will be exploring potential death outcome, the what one is more likely than not. Now, I'm not saying or anything that I'm wishing for Donald Trump to die in any way. I'm not doing that. However, what I am doing is just exploring the possibilities that 45 could have his fate ended, right? So we're going to explore it in today's video. There are 8 outcomes in this YouTube video. So if you want to go to certain parts of that outcome and kind of just see what outcome 4 might be about, go to the description. Everything again is timestamped in the description below. Again, I hope you do enjoy today's video. All right. How you guys all sleep? I know it's daylight saving time, right? This is being live streamed on March 15, 2022 at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, again, this video is being for entertainment purposes only and for education purposes only as well. I'm not trying to be a fearmonger, and I'm not trying to make you feel scared in any particular way. That's not what I'm doing here. I'm just exploring what I have seen over the course of my channel and the potential outcome that I saw for Trump, and kind of seeing and getting over an update. Instead of kind of having the mumbles and jumbles kind of throughout my channel, let's just coalesce them here in one video, just to make it easier for you guys to access if you ever want to rewatch this video. So I'm going to go quickly through the different death outcomes that I saw over the course of 2 years on my channel and kind of see what kind of outcomes we're coming from. So the first outcome that we're going to cover in today's video is we're going to cover, will Trump be on a plane when it crashes? Is it because a missile was shot at him? Now, I'll go more in detail what this means right after I go through the list. Outcome number 2, is it possible Trump would pass away on May 25th, 2025? Is it possible that he passes away after he wins the Republican primary, but before the 2024 presidential election? So this will be saying that he dies 1 year prior, so he will die in 2024 in this outcome. Outcome number 4, it is theoretically possible that Trump and Biden's energetic path are intertwined together. Therefore, if one goes, the other will. So that's one outcome that I saw. Outcome number 5, will he die in jail? If so, is it because of a crime, maybe potentially the personal war? That could be civil war, potentially. Another thing is death outcome number 6, he is assassinated. I think that's a very self-explanatory one. For death outcome number 7, he dies from failing internal health, like his heart and brain functions. And then, of course, the last one is an unknown death. And that is the type that we're going to cover in today's video. So, I'm going to say hi to you guys. Hi, Paula. What's up, love? Hi, David. Yes. Okay. So I think David brings up a very good point here. Um, the way that I was told, like on my channel by my guys, is that if you don't want Trump to be president at 47, you just gotta keep calling him the 45th. That's all. And manifest that. That's all. All right. So the first outcome that we're going to talk about here is, will Trump be on a plane when it crashes? Is it because a missile shot at it? So about 2 years ago, I was doing a channeling on my video, on my channel, this channel particularly. And I saw like an outcome where like a plane was flying into the sky, right? And in that outcome, I saw that something was being shot at it. Like they were trying to target him. I think it was like in Iraq where they had like one of those military officers where they were officer, I think it was a diplomat, I could be wrong, where the diplomat was in the plane and the person was flying and they shoot at it and then the plane goes crashing down, almost like an assassination attempt. But they can't like prove that it was assassination because the plane crashes and the evidence is gone. Basically, that's what I kind of saw in this outcome. I saw that Trump crashes. He's on a plane, kind of with Putin potentially, and he's on a plane and he gets shot out with a missile. So we're going to explore what that potentially outcome could be. It could very well be hinted at Ukraine, and if that in the case that he is president again, that would make a lot of sense. That maybe he's traveling over Ukraine to Russia, and he just happened to get shot at the sky as they thought that he was trying to bomb Ukraine or somewhat. So we're trying to understand on a deeper level how or what, why. I'm not saying these possibilities are going to happen. These are potential outcomes that can happen, if that makes any sense. These are potential avenues in which you can go into. Hi, Jacob. Happy to catch you live. Hi, Peggy Dallas. What's up, love? So let's take a look. All right, so Spirit Sanders will tell me the death outcome number 1. Will Trump be on a plane when it crashes? Well, 45, the 45th president of the United States, which is Donald J. Trump, will he be on a plane when it crashes? Why did I see an outcome where he crashes? Okay. Why did I see an outcome where he crashes? Okay. I love when it gave me cards. Perfect. Okay. Okay, so here's what I heard. He is on a cargo ship. So in this case, he is flying on a plane that carries cargo. Now I'm not sure what kind of plane that is. I have no idea. But it is something with cargo. It has to do something with cargo here. Because if you look at the way these cards are set up, because this card was like this is a challenge. This reminds me of cargo. Illegal things being transported to another country from one place to another. Potentially he might be hiding. And this could be one of those outcomes where he is considered a criminal and they're trying to catch him, and he's trying to fly to another country, is trying to flee. And the way he does that is by going on a cargo ship, potentially hiding his very big body inside like a small little cargo box, so they don't suspect that it's President Trump or former President Trump. It's also, as well as it's also being challenged by the reverse Queen of Wands here, which is kind of ironic. It feels like in this case, this would be kind of like, it's not spiritual. I feel like this is kind of like he's afraid of something that isn't there. Potentially, there could be talking about an illusion in the mind. It could be like dementia. It could be where he's not really focusing, and he thinks that someone is coming after him, even though there's really nothing coming after him. Hi, Irene. What's up, love? And that's what I'm seeing here. It's being challenged by the cargo ship. So potentially, he could be in a state of paranoia, very similar to Putin, and his only way out is to try to hide and flee by disguising himself as a cargo shipment, right? I feel bad for the guys who are going to carry all the shipment. I mean, that cargo is going to be pretty heavy shipping, right? Okay, so we also have here as well, we have the Ace of Wands here. And Ace of Wands kind of referring to, again, the sky flying, right? But also, if you look at it, it also means to go ahead, take the plane down. And we have here someone else giving the leadership. So in this case, it almost feels like, in this worst case scenario, in this action, he will be considered a criminal in this aspect, a criminal that is trying to flee, or also known as a traitor in a way, and that they're trying to catch him. Almost like what's that guy who bombed 9/11? What's the guy's name? But you know what I'm talking about, where they're trying to catch him. And I almost feel like that's what he is. Like they see him in the aspect of a criminal, like a terrorist. is what really the word that we should be using. And the reverse card here is we have the Five of Cups here. I think they're going to catch him. They're going to get him in this aspect, in this one outcome where they catch the plane and it goes down. However, one person will live. The question is, he may live. He may live in this scenario. Even though they're going to try to shoot him down and catch him, they're not going to be, they might not be successful in this outcome. They might bring the plane down, but it almost feels like in some way Trump feels like he had another shot at life. Potentially this could be hinting at a reincarnation. Maybe he did die and he is reincarnated back onto Earth, and he feels like he had to almost like a mission to renew his own energy, maybe heal his soul, maybe he had another chance or some way. Maybe his body, his physical body does die, but his, it almost feels like the energy, like he feels renewed, like he just feels like something's been lifted. Potentially that could be just simply him levitating from his body after potentially passing away, and so he goes on and, like, you know, reincarnates. We have here either way. I feel like he has a lot to hide, at least in this physical reality here. That even if he was to survive, he won't be able to live for long. If that makes any sense, it doesn't feel like he's the type of man that will be able to live for long. I mean, this is a guy again. We're talking about McDonald lover and Diet Coke. I do not think that's stuff that you normally find in the forest, and if you were, it'll probably be expired. So again, I don't see an outcome where if he was to survive, he will not last long. I do see an outcome here where he just feels like liberated. I don't know what that means, but he just feels liberated by this first outcome. All right, now on to outcome number 2. Now, if you're hopping in, everything will be timestamped in the description below if you wanted to check out certain outcomes. Again, this video may be a little bit longer, but you can always shorten it by just seeing the outcomes that you want to specifically or are interested in. All right, outcome number 2. Is it possible Trump will pass away on May 25th, 2025? So the reason why we're asking this particular question is that a long time ago, I was thinking about channeling, and all of a sudden, a message came through and it said Trump will die on May 25th, 2025. And so that was a possible outcome, which is why we're going to explore that here now. I've never done it before, so why not? So Spirit Angel, tell me, is it possible in outcome number 2 that Trump could pass away on May 25th, 2025? Yes. But in this outcome, he needs to be president. Okay. This is what I see here. So in this outcome here, Donald Trump needs to be president in order to die on May 25th. So this outcome is only suitable if he is president. So we have the Fool card, right? It almost feels like he doesn't take care of himself. He allows his blood pressure to go up and increase to a numerous amount of levels. Now, this is somebody who carries a lot of stress. He's always worried. He's a very paranoid individual, right? That's why the Fool card comes up. As for the Page of Pentacles reverse here, I'm seeing this as a man who's not in touch with his reality, right? So now if you're asking, Chris, why are we discussing this? I'm just looking at potential multiverses where this stuff had already happened. That's all. And this is stuff that I actually got from many of my tarot card readings. We're just channeling, we're just putting them all in one video and like exploring them. So we have the Page of Pentacles, and it kind of feels like this man who's stuck in paranoia activity is a man who's not grounded. This is an individual who does not feel a sense of reality. This is a man who kind of in the best way in part of the simulation himself. Like he feels lost in it, like he can't get out of it. He feels stuck. He's sucked in and he can't get out of it. Almost like he's in muck sand. We have here as well as we have the Queen of Cups here. And the Queen of Cups is very well hinting at the fact that could Trump pass away on May 25th? It is kind of telling me that it's not no, but it's also not a yes. It's a maybe, like a possibility that could happen, but it's not a 100% definite, which makes a lot of sense because, again, like we talk about, is it just one of many possibilities that I got in my tarot card reading, right? We have the King of Swords. He needs to be president again. In order for this to manifest itself, then it needs to be president. He needs to be president of the United States. Again, remember how we talked about the enormous amount of stress and the blood pressure raising? That's in this card here. In order for him to have that enormous amount of level, he needs to be president. He needs to be in a state of paranoia where he can't figure out the difference between reality and his own reality. right? That's why the king of swords here. He needs to be the incumbent. He needs to be the president. And we have here as well, we have the Ten of Wands here. He will end up in a scenario where his body may not be able to push all these stress anymore. His body may give up. So yes, it is very well possible that Donald Trump can pass away on May 25th, 2025. And if that was the case, and when Donald Trump was president, he could very well only have 1 year or less than a year to, finish out his second term. However, that could be very well changed if he becomes Speaker of the House and then is promoted to president. We'll talk about that in the next video, which will probably be the live right after. How that is a very strong possibility. Now, as for death outcome number 3, is it possible that he passes away after he wins the Republican primary, but before the 2024 presidential election? Now, I had gotten this many times on my tarot card readings, so I'm going to kind of explore this one particularly. Spirit Angel tell me, is it theoretically possible that if he passes away after he wins the Republican primary in 2024, but before the November general election of 2024, will he end up passing away? For outcome number 3, if that was the outcome. Yes. Yes. Good. We have the Emperor card. This is the kind of like the President card. And here's the strength. Almost certain that in this case, if he was to run for re-election, he will certainly pass away. At least in this outcome. In outcome number 3, he will certainly pass away. So now you could probably ask yourself, well, that makes no sense, because if he's president in 2024, well, 2025, well, then how is he going to die in 2024? Well, here's the thing. If he is president in May 25th, he could very well become president under the line of succession where he was the Speaker of the House in 2022 and is promoted to president. And because of that, he could very well end up dying May 25th. But in this outcome, he has to run for president and is not the Speaker of the House for the Republican Party in 2022. That's the difference. That's what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing 2 possible outcomes. There's many ways in which we can enter into. In this outcome, he needs to do it the way every other candidate does. He needs to enroll himself and start his candidacy. Very similar. We'll start knowing if he's running for president in 2022. But if he becomes president because of the Speaker of the House, then that's different. He will probably die on the 25th. But in this case, he will die during the primary session or right after, but before the election. I kind of see around Cancer season, early August, will be the most likely outcome in this particular outcome. Now, let's talk about outcome number 4. Right, outcome number 4, is it theoretically possible that Trump and Biden could be on the same energetic path and intertwined together? Therefore, if one goes, the other will. So let me explain this. This had happened before in American history. If you're not familiar with John Adams, who was the 2nd president of the United States, and Thomas Jefferson, the 3rd president of the United States, they were fighting for the 2nd presidency, the general election of 1800s. And that election was a very divisive one. The first time in American history that we had political parties. They were the ones who created them. We had the Democratic Republican Party, and then we had the Federalist Party. And so in that case, we have a scenario here where when Thomas Jefferson and John Adams died, they died almost hours apart on the same exact day. But they hated each other until the very moment when they died. Instead, right before their death, they said something along the line, tell Thomas Jefferson, I'm sorry, and then when Thomas Jefferson died, he said the same thing about John Adams, unknowingly knowing that they both died simultaneously, hours apart on the same exact day. Obviously, they didn't have text messages, so they couldn't text each other and say, hey, bro, I'm dying on my deathbed. I miss you, I love you, and I'm sorry. They can't do that. Am I out of worlds? Yes. And in this outcome, the reason why I'm asking this is because is it theoretically possible that Biden and Trump could end up in a scenario where they could have the same fate as John Adams and Thomas Jefferson? Let's take a look. Little fun fact, by the way. Okay. Spirit Angel tell me, it is theoretically possible that in outcome number 4 here, that Biden and Trump could be energetically intertwined. Where one goes, the other will. No, they're not intertwined. This is the first outcome here. That is not possible. No, they're not intertwined. We have here the four Eight of Cups reverse. No, oh my god, this is so wrong. I did not count this right. See, this is why we need math. Okay, this is the Seven of Cups reverse, right? We have the Ten of Swords here, followed by the reverse Three of Cups, the Empress card here, the Chariot card upright, and the Star card reverse. If this was to ever happen, one of them will become president, the other will not. So let's say Biden were to die, Trump would be president. If Trump dies, Biden's president. Oh my God, they are energetically intertwined. Okay, that makes sense now. So you know how? Well, then actually not. That doesn't make any sense because if you think about it, if one goes, the other one has to go either. But what this could be talking about, maybe it might not be death, but if Biden's president, Biden's going to be president. If Trump is president, Biden will not be president. But that's kind of like what we're in right now, so it kind of makes no sense here. Maybe just needs something a little bit different. But we have the Seven of Cups here, the Ten of Swords, the Three of Cups reverse, the Empress, the Chariot, and the Star card here. I'm seeing in the scenario, in this outcome, one of them's going to end up suffering but being hated. One of them's going to have attempted many assassination against them, while the other one is the leader or the president. We have one Empress here. We have the Chariot card. I honestly feel like one of them is not president. So whoever the Chariot card here is going to be the reverse Star, which is my presidency card here. I think if anything, the Empress card gives me Biden, whereas the Chariot card gives me Trump, because this is kind of somebody who says, whatever I say goes. Like, he's telling people what to do. He, like, thinks his followers as dogs, and they're, like, insanely loyal. That's what I see here. That's why the card is reversed here. I feel like as long as Biden's president, Trump will not become president. So in this outcome number 4 is Trump will not be president. Okay. So yeah, they're kind of energetically intertwined, but it's kind of weird. It's like there's like a mix there. Like if Biden's president, Trump will never be president as long as he's president. So for example, that would basically mean that if as long as Biden's in office during the presidential election, Trump will not be president. But if just say Biden is gone and Kamala takes over, then in that case, Trump can very well become president because Biden's not in office, if that makes any sense. Okay. Outcome number 5. Will he die in jail? If it's so, is it become a crime that he's a prisoner of war with a POW? Now, this one is the most unlikeliest one, particularly because I have never, ever, when I say this, I have never, ever seen Trump ever in jail. Like, ever. Like, my cards tell me no. And so I do not see this outcome being a possibility, but let's explore it anyway. Now, most likely, if anything, he will be more than anything else. Instead of being a criminal, he will more likely be a prisoner of war. And the prisoner of war is basically somebody who's taken from the opposite side. So, for example, if you were Ukrainian, your prisoner of war would be the Russian, taking them and putting them in jail, right? Vice versa for the Russian. That's what a prisoner of war is. So basically, in this case, it will probably end up being either he's a prisoner of war of during the Civil War, potentially something like that in America. Okay, let me know if you guys can see me, but yeah, so it'll be a prisoner of war, basically. And that's for the confirmation, because when that happened, I mean, spirits are here. Okay, so let's take a look. In outcome number 5, will Trump die in jail? Will Trump die in jail? If that was an outcome number 5. Okay, this could be. You want to know what this gives me vibes? You ever seen like that jail in like Cuba that we have? I don't know what it is, but there's a jail there, and that's what I'm just getting the sense of. Like he's far away, but he kind of sees the destruction of what he created, and almost like it enlightens his ego. Like almost like you ever seen like somebody looking through the jail bars, that little box with the bars there, and someone's like, and I'm looking through that little box with the bars, and he's holding on. I see him holding on to it, and it kind of seems like across from Florida, and you kind of see the destruction that he did to the U.S., and his ego is being enlightened. Like he's like, I did that, I did that, I did that. Like he's almost like a little kid, like getting excited about it. That's what I see here. So he's kind of like a little cuckoo in the head, right? That's why you have the 3 of Wands here, right? We have the reverse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 of wands, 9 of swords. I'm pretty positive I missed miscounted this, but it might be 6. I apologize. No, actually, it might not be. And then we also have here as well, I think we either have this upright or in reverse. It's just 2 of swords. And so what I'm seeing here, that if anything, this outcome is the least likely. As again, it does tell me here that he is most likely not to be in jail, particularly because the jail card is reversed. So no, he will not die in outcome number 5 if he was in jail. So that is not one of his outcomes. However, let's take a look at, will he be, is it because he's a prisoner of war? That's different. Is it possible that in outcome number 5, that Donald Trump could end up dying or passing away at the prisoner of war? No. No. So again, like I said, the outcome is unlikely in this case. Okay. All right. Let's talk about this one. I have gotten this many times here. Let's take a look. Will Donald Trump be assassinated? Just to kind of add that dramatic pause, but also not to get filtered by YouTube. Okay. Okay. Yes. And outcome number 6, one of the likely path is going to be assassination. We have the King Cup. So he's going to try to go after Biden, but he's not going to be unsuccessful. But at this point, Trump is trying to flee. Okay, this makes a lot of sense now. So in this case, outcome number 6 is going to be very closely tied to outcome number 1. Oops. Yeah, outcome number 1. It's going to be very closely tied to this. Outcome 6 will be very closely tied to number 1, particularly because we're asking, will Donald Trump be assassinated? I said here in this particular reading, will Donald Trump be in a missile crash? Are they going to try to crash his plane? If he's flying, he's on a cargo ship, he's a target, he's a criminal in this aspect. But we're asking here, is he going to be assassinated? We have here, he's going to try to attempt something on Biden. He's unsuccessful. Here's Donald Trump running away because he's a criminal traitor to the country. We have here, he's in deep shit. And I apologize for my language. I did not realize that going to come out, but he's in very big trouble. I apologize. Again, I apologize, everybody. Did not mean for that to come out. He's in big trouble. This is the 6 of Wands reverse. No, 6 of Swords reverse. My God. Then it's followed by the Death card here. And then the reverse Sun. One of Donald Trump's likely outcome path will be assassination, but it'll be more like a target. So he's a target. He's running away from something, which is why he's paranoid. Donald Trump is paranoid. He's running away from something. Potentially, he is a criminal in the eyes of whoever he's running away from, potentially traitor. Maybe it's possible that he's not shot by the own U.S. military, but he is shot by whoever he works for that he betrayed, and they're trying to come after him. It is theoretically possible that the oligarchs, if he was working with the oligarchs, they will come after him. Again, just for entertainment purposes only. I'm not part of the plan. I'm just reading a potential outcome and potential multiverse dimensions that we can enter into. Okay, death outcome number 7. He died from internal health, like his heart and brain function. So in the past here, you know how Donald Trump always said, oh, Biden had dementia or some sort of health issue? When I read on the cards here, it said that Trump had dementia. He had exactly what he said Biden had. Biden had none of those. That's what the cards say. So we're going to explore today, is it theoretically possible that Trump will be dying in outcome number 7 from failing internal health, like his heart and brain function? Okay, maybe you might need to lay off a little bit of McDonald's and Diet Coke. Maybe that's not hoping. Okay, for outcome number 7, Spirit Angel, we're asking, is it theoretically possible in this outcome, for outcome number 7, that he's dying due to failing health, like his heart disease and poor brain function? I don't think poor brain function is too far of a fetch here. I mean, it's theoretically possible that this man has been traumatized beyond traumatized. And you can't blame the kid. Is this a yes or a no? Oh boy. All right. Okay. So here we have the Two of Cups here. The Two of Cups is kind of like an agreement. He's not following his agreement. Potentially, maybe he might not be following his soul contracts. Contrasts. Contact. Oh my God. You get my point. Soul contract. Right? He's not following his soul contract, which is why this is reversed. This could also potentially mean that maybe this is not in a soul contract. Maybe potentially this is not the way he was supposed to die because of the particular way that he's supposed to go. On this left side here is we have the Magician card reversed. The Magician card is kind of telling me no. It's not likely manifested, at least in the past side here. In the right side here, he has the money to get the proper help that he needs. And I feel like that is particularly because of the doctorate degree, like the doctorate, the health that he had as president of the United States. However, this card is reversed. And what this is telling me here that he's broke in the future. Donald Trump is broke in this outcome. And outcome number 5-7 here, Donald Trump is broke. And what I am seeing here is that Donald Trump can't pay his bills, which is why his cup is empty. And the doctor, the hospital bills are saying, sir, you need to pay your bills. And he's like, well, I'm bankrupt. I don't have money. So potentially in this outcome here, Donald Trump is bankrupt and his health is failing because, not because it's not in his sole contract, but because it's not supposed to happen, but because he doesn't have the money and wealth to maintain his health, it's deteriorating over time. And that's why the death card comes in. Very bad. He is being chained to the devil. And by chained to the devil, I don't mean it in a literal sense, but it almost feels like his body's heating up on the inside. Like it's too hot. Maybe there's too much internal fat surrounding his organs. Maybe it might be choking his organ. I do see here a lot of heat. So potentially he has a lot of internal bleeding going on, potentially. Yeah, it could be a brain aneurysm, like what this could be. And then, of course, it follows by death. So I do see here that if anything, what causes outcome number 7 is the fact that he can't pay for medical help or medical needs. Hi, Linda. What's up, love? Yes, he is indeed broke. Well, that's a lot what we know. Now, outcome number 8, unknown death. Now, if you're just popping in, I know I see a lot of you guys today. We have the big showing today. Everything will be timestamped in the description below. You don't have to watch the entire video. You can just jump to certain parts of the outcome that you want to see. Again, it's timestamped in the description below. Right after this video, we are going to cover will Donald Trump become the 47th president of the United States. I have read enough before and I have gotten a yes, but because of Marie's table dream, we're going to kind of discuss that a little bit and kind of see what's happening now. But anyway, jumping back into death outcome number 8, the question of today, death outcome number 8, unknown death. Let's kind of see what outcome number 8 potentially can bring to Trump. Spirit Sands will tell me for death outcome number 8, what may happen to Trump? Like how in this outcome, and for outcome number 8, how may he go out of this world? And by that I mean death. Okay. This is kind of brutal. Damn, this boy, holy cow. Okay. That's outcome number 8. Here is the outcome that I saw. Now, this is not funny, okay? You can't be laughing about this. It's not funny. Just for entertainment purposes only. The thing that I heard when I saw this card here, the 6 of Wands reversed, I heard from my right ear. This, and I'm seeing a mental image. You know, you ever seen like in those slow motion, like those war thing where they have like the people like being shot and like that kind of thing. I'm seeing images like that with Trump. I'm seeing where they shoot him 8 to 7 times, particularly. They said 7 to 8 bullets. And it's being shot through his body. And he's going like this. Kind of like he's like doing his little dance like that, but it's like actually being like shot like in different direction. And that's outcome number 8. Again, this is not something you should be celebrating. No one should have to die this way. We have here as well on the left side here, we have the Ace of Wands. I have a feeling that he's on a battlefield in this outcome. And he's on a battlefield. Which could explain why he's a prisoner of war, potentially, you know, all that kind of thing. We have the Ace of Wands here. Well, he's not a prisoner of war, because we got to know for that. But we have the Ace of Wands here. And the Ace of Wands here kind of tells me that he, in this case, is leading someone or something through war. And so he might be trying to pull a President Zelensky move by trying to stay on the battleground, trying not to be a coward in this case. Kind of shocking, not gonna lie. Kind of shocking. But underneath the six of swords here, we have the King of Pentacles. He's the leader. He has the money and the funding, so potentially he's working for somebody. Maybe this is the underground mission to try to take out something or somebody. It may not be physical war. It could be virtual, and he's taking out virtually. That could be what this means. It doesn't mean have to be literal speaking. And here we have on the right side here is we have the Three of Wands here, overlooking what he did. Again, it could be explaining why we kept seeing him like in one of the outcomes where I saw that he's in the Hudson Bay jail in like Cuba somewhere, like while jail, and that he's like looking happy and excited through the jail cell, you know, with the destruction of what happened. You know, it could be very well this that he's looking. However, another outcome that I did see, you know how in like the movies and TV shows, you know, I'm trying to explain something in a way that you might understand because you might not be able to have the third eye or be able to see what maybe I see. So I'm gonna kind of explain to make it a little easier. You know how like Casper the Ghost or like in any movies where the person comes out of the body, they kind of show this transparent white or green figure. It's the same individual, just transparent, so like translucent. Well, that's what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing like potentially he dies and his body's laying on the ground like this, and he's just out there, like comes out of his body, looks at the body, and it kind of looks at everything around. Like he realizes what he's done, and he has like full consciousness. That kind of far-fetched, but it is very possible here that this could be outcome number 8, which is kind of weird. I'm not gonna lie, because I didn't expect this one. And then we have here the 8, the 10 of stories, 10 of wands here, him pushing through something, trying to get somewhere. I feel like he's in this outcome, he's working for somebody, right? He's working for that cash. Maybe he got a sugar daddy, who knows? We have the Queen of Pentacles here reversed. I mean, yeah, Queen of Pentacles reversed. It's not the Republican Party. So in this case, he is not a Republican. He is working for a traitor or someone who is betraying the country. Potentially could be like Vladimir Putin, right? Very possible. We have here Judgment. He will not be judged. By the time it's already too late before anybody finds out. And if they do, it's too late when they find out. Then we have here as well the Three of Pentacles. He's in. Oh my God. Okay, so this one makes a lot of sense now. So you know how we broke everything down to potential outcomes to how he could die? Everything connected. Because this card here tells me that in this case, when he's injured by all the gun wounds, he can't pay for his medical bill because he's broke. That's what. Okay, everything here is linked together. Okay, that makes sense. Everything here is linked. So all the death outcomes are telling the same story, but how it could end in different directions, kind of like a tree. Let me show you. But then, while you're waiting for me to explain it, you can put your comment in the live chat or in the comment section below. What outcome you think is the likeliest, or do you have another one? Okay, let's see. Okay. Here, this is how I could explain it in a way. So just say this is a typical lineage that we're seeing here, right? But then we have the original timeline, right? Then we have this timeline, right? This breaks off. The green is the first outcome, right? He died around this point. But then we have outcome number 2, right? And it breaks off and he dies right there. And different ones, kind of like a root. You ever see a root system where they have like a root of a plant? That's what it kind of looks like. It feels like in some way everything connected, telling the same story. But in the same exact story, there's potential avenues of where and how he died. So it's basically telling you here that the story is never fully written until the outcome is finalized. The story is never written. So, for example, this little learning lesson for us today to learn that your story is never finished until it's finally finished. But keep going. Don't ask yourself and say, I wonder, when is this going to happen? If you want it, go and get it. Because you know what? If this doesn't tell you anything, this should. Because it tells you here that your life is not over until it's over. So go out and get it. Whatever this is that you see in your head right now, I'm telling you about, go out and get it. Right? Trump thinks that because he lives in the ultimate reality. Yeah, alternate reality. Yeah, he kind of does live in an alternate reality, not gonna lie. He, again, like I said, he's stuck in a simulation. All right, guys, I will be going off live today. I will be going live in about about 5 minutes. You can stay on. You know, you can just keep reloading my YouTube channel. I'll put it up in like 5 seconds. And I will be talking about will Donald Trump become the 47th president of the United States and how it's theoretically possible. It'll be a very short video, I promise. Probably about 20 minutes, even less. All right, guys, I'll see you momentarily. Love you, and if I don't see you, have a very beautiful night. Let me know what you think of this video. Don't forget to give the thumbs up, a like, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.